Hello, everyone, and welcome to our special Thanksgiving edition of First Sip here at Elevated Beer, Wine, and Spirits. I'm Matt, this is Tom, and we all know the feeling. You get the call, you get the text, you're in charge of beer for Thanksgiving dinner. And you're wondering, gosh, what should I drink? What's going to make everybody happy? Well, we've put together a lineup of 6 different beers that Tom and I went through the store and found and thought fit some different categories that you could buy these 6 beers and pretty much please everyone. So we're going to go ahead and introduce you to these beers, talk just a little bit about them, and then we're going to taste one of them and kind of tell you what we think as we get our first sip. So, our first beer, most appropriately named for the season, Celebration Fresh Hop IPA from Sierra Nevada. Tom, tell us about it.
Yeah, so Celebration isn't necessarily new here. They've been doing this for a while, but it's come to be kind of a standard for hop-forward beer around this season. Incredibly popular all the way from now through the end of the year, even beyond. It's going to be hop forward. There's some malt to this, but it's just that specific thing that's really kind of a crowd pleaser and a fun beer. And kind of this time of year comes around, and you like to have beers like that.
Next is going to be the best beer for converting your American light lager drinking family to craft beer. We've got Provider Golden Ale from Steel Toe Brewing, local guys here in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. Tom, tell us about it.
Great local brewery that you may not have tried before. A super easy stepping stone, like you said, for light lager drinkers. This is a golden ale. It's going to be refreshing. It's going to be crisp. It's not going to be too heavy to kind of get you weighed down too much. And again, it's very approachable for anyone in your family. But done very well as well, so enjoyable for a variety of people.
Excellent. Next, we've got our full meal from stuffing to pecan pie beer. Best brown ale from Bell's.
Yeah, maybe the most versatile of kind of these beers that we've talked about so far. Best brown is going to be a little more malt forward, so not so much on the hop side. But definitely some really nice layers of kind of toffee, caramel, chocolatiness that actually will work really well with some of those starches and the turkey as well, but also kind of pivot nicely into the more desserty side of things. So I could see this beer at any point during the meal and before and after.
Excellent. Next is most likely to convert wine drinkers to craft beer, Doe Eyes. Saison with Door County cherries from Insight Brewing, also local guys in Northeast Minneapolis.
Yeah, this is a limited beer that we still have a little bit of, but thought it really hit that category really well. A Saison, fairly straightforward Belgian style. Adding the Door County cherries adds a tartness, adds a fruit flavor, gives it some layers, plays with those flavors. To really give it the nuance and depth of flavor that a wine drinker might be looking for. Similar flavor profiles, I think that they're going to pick up on. It's just a really nice beer that, again, is going to pair very well with a variety of your different dishes through the course of the night, and I think one worth the spotlight.
Yeah. And then next, this beer is a beer that you can take to the corner of the house with a nice book or for a nice nap when the conversation turns to politics. We have Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout from Northgate Brewing, another local guy.
Yeah, this one jumped out to me as kind of one of the big winners of the Imperial Stout season. You see a lot of those kind of van truck chaser type beers where people are coming in and as soon as we get it, we've sold out. This beer kind of really hit all the good notes that I like from an Imperial Stout with the bourbon barrel aging. You get those nice kind of sweet, malty, kind of chocolatey flavors, molasses and caramels and vanillas from the bourbon that just kind of really swirl with the Imperial Stout, and it's going to be the fantastic dessert beer for you. And again, just to kind of sit down and collect yourself a little bit,
Yeah.
and get in your favorite easy chair, this is going to be the perfect companion.
Yeah,
for
so
that.
have that beer with your dessert or have that beer as dessert.
Exactly.
And then finally, the one that we're going to be getting our first sip of today, we've got Raspberry Sour from Avery Brewing out in Colorado. Tom, tell us a little bit about this beer as I get my first sip of it.
Yeah, Raspberry Sour, Avery, we've talked about in the past. This is one of their beers that's kind of a limited run, smaller batch. We see it periodically. We do have it right now. And I think it would be great for any meal. I really like having a sour with the bigger, heavier meals. The tart acidity from the sour will cut through some of the fattiness from the rich foods that you're enjoying. Oak barrel aged, you get some of the barrel flavors, you get that raspberry flavor, but it's very much a beer as well. So it's not just a pink sweet raspberry thing. I think it really kind of layers the different flavors kind of very well, and you get that nuance and that just light tartness, and they all kind of come together, and I think this would be a perfect beer for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I was surprised just getting a look at it, the color of it. I was surprised that it wasn't more pink, that it is a little bit more dark, and then it tastes like a sour. A lot of tartness there. As you mentioned, I think that's really going to cut through and not just be a palate cleanser, but another flavor to introduce to the meal. Almost in the way that like a cranberry sauce has a little bit of that bitterness and a little bit of that fruitiness to cut through some of the other things that you're eating with Thanksgiving. I think that this could play a very similar role. But yeah, definitely sour, definitely tart, with just, that hint of raspberries that makes it a really nice complement to a lot of the other things.
Yeah,
you're eating.
the nice large bottle is definitely a shareable, and this is another beer where the flavor profile is unlike kind of your typical beer experience for people that maybe aren't beer fans. They may try this and go, hey, I like that a lot. I had no idea beer could taste like that. So that could be a fun little revelation for you at the table, and you can kind of be the one that brought that cool beer to the table. So I think it works well, and it hits a lot of those marks on what I'm looking for in a holiday beer.
Yeah, so here's 6 beers for you to stop by, check out, show up at your Thanksgiving celebration with to be the star of the day. So yeah, come down to Elevated Beer, Wine, and Spirits, check them out. We're also going to have another specialty episode of Thanksgiving, doing something that we've never done. So make sure you stick around here over the next couple days before Thanksgiving so that we can make your Thanksgiving booze selection that much easier. Come see us in White Bear Lake. We also have a location in South Minneapolis. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.